Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and it's about student loans again, but in particular the student loan forgiveness, the public service loan forgiveness program. If you've been watching my other videos, I got a whole playlist of everything student loans, and today I'm going to talk about what happens if you submitted your employer certification form and you got rejected. Right? That has happened. It's okay. Don't freak out. I'm going to give you some tips about some workarounds so that you can still get your loans forgiven. Let's talk about it. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, we do all kind of videos. We have a playlist on student loans and other things, personal finance, TXT Gets Personal, law school journey, all those things, travel. So check it out if you're new to the channel. We do have some new viewers, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew that we have other things other than student loans. But today I'm going to talk to you about student loan forgiveness program because I've been drilling into you guys' head, like submit your forms because there's a waiver right now until October 2022. If you submit your employer certification form, they'll do another look at your loans to see if they had any payments that were previously uneligible, that they will make eligible for your 120 payments that you need in order to have your loans forgiven, right? So I've been saying submit your forms, right? So what has been happening is people have been submitting their forms and some of them have been getting rejected for various reasons, right? So I want to let you in a little secret, right? Mine got rejected one of the years I submitted it to, and it was all my fault, right? So on the page 2, it's page 2 of basically the 2 pages that you need to submit to FedLoan. Page 2 is the employer information. It said to be completed by the borrower or employer. But what needs to happen is the employer needs to fill out and sign the bottom. So somebody from your HR department or whoever is authorized from your employer needs to actually sign it. So what I caught myself doing one year, filling in the information that I knew about the employer name and identification number, because you can get that off of your W-2 forms, employer address, when I begin employment, and to say that I'm still employed, right? So number 5, it said employment begin date. And I made a mistake and put the wrong date. So I think I started June 13th, but I think I put June 14th, which is my grandmother's birthday. So that's probably why I got it confused. So I put that in there. But previous years, the HR person had put in the date that I started because they kind of looked at my records and put June 13th. So the one year I put in June 14th, I guess the HR person that actually signed it just overlooked it, assumed that I knew what I was talking about my begin date and didn't change it, signed it. I submitted the form, got a rejection saying like the employment begin date that I had on other forms did not match the one that I had that particular year. Because I recertified every year. Even though I'm working at the same employer, I recertify every year so they know that I'm still working at that same employer, so there's no problems, right? So what had to happen was, FedLoan said that I had to get somebody from HR to call them to confirm, right, that, you know, what the correct date was since I got it mixed up. Okay. I got somebody from HR. They said they called. FedLoan said, oh, nobody called. I called back to HR. They said, yeah, we called. We talked to such and such and gave me the information. I called back to FedLoan. They said, okay, yeah, we got it straightened out. You're fine now, right? So lesson learned, right? But I was on it because I'm like, no. Yes, I messed up on the date, but I've still been working at the same employer. So I don't want you guys to say that this is like a fraudulent thing. Granted, I don't know how they would even know that was somebody from HR, but that's a whole nother story. Do it the right way. Don't get caught up in some lie. So I had it approved for that year, even though I had the wrong start date on there, right? So that's just one example that even though I did the wrong thing and they initially rejected it, they ended up approving it for that year. So that's one example. So I don't know if any of you face that particular problem, but that is one of the issues that some people may get. They put the wrong start dates or end dates if you like worked at different public service organizations over the period of time that you want to have certified. You'll have different start and end dates, right? So you have to make sure they're accurate so that when FedLoan is approving the blocks of time, they all add up, right? So that's one thing. Comment below if you run into any problems with FedLoans or submitting your employer certification form or anything else, because I kind of want to know. I know they're trying to do a complete overhaul of the program and hopefully to make it better for people, but people are still running into problems. So comment below if you have anything that you're like, this is what happened, this is what I did to work around it, right? All right, so that's one thing. Another person commented on the video said that they had their HR person fill out the form, and then the HR person wrote something wrong and then crossed it out and wrote the right thing and submitted it. FedLoans rejected that one too because they said it was crossed out and the person didn't like initial next to it to say that, you know, that was their mistake, right? So they rejected it. So the person said they were instructed to resubmit the form in 3 months. You know what I told the person to do? I said, no. Don't wait 3 months to resubmit it. Just resubmit the form again because it triggers them having to relook at your account. You ain't got to wait 3 months. And I know right now people have been complaining about long hold times when you call into FedLoans. So if you can avoid having to call in and speak to somebody, you know, try to do a workaround yourself. Just resubmit the form. They're going to have to look at it again. So just resubmit it. And what happens is if you find out they made a mistake, make sure they initial. But just probably to be on the safer side, just have them redo the form again. Just like send them another blank form and have them do the form all over again so that FedLoans can't say that, oh, there's some discrepancy about the correct information on the form. So that's just my little tips about 2 particular instances that I know about that if you got a rejection for your employment certification form, don't give up. You can definitely rectify that and still see about getting your loans forgiven within the 120 payments. So I'll keep you updated, but I know this is what's been happening since everybody's been submitting their form during the waiver period. They've been getting certain rejections. Some people have getting like congratulations, but some people are getting denied because something's wrong with the form. So if you have any other tips or any other questions about something a video you want me to do in the future, comment below and I'll try to see about squeezing it into our schedule. All right, see you in the next video.